Now, we promised you a conversation with the Electoral Commission. I've been joined in studio by a Deputy Commissioner of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Eric Bossman-Asare is my guest. Chief, good morning. Thank you very much for your time. How is the Electoral Commission job treating you, first of all? Let me ask.
I think so far it's been very, very exciting. A lot of learning, getting to know new people, getting to do new things. I was used to doing things in a particular way now, and I think it's very exciting, and I have the enthusiasm for that. So
you said earlier that the work was daunting, but regardless, you were positive on leaving an indelible mark. Are we still on course?
Yeah, I think we are still, and I think so far our team, we've been able to do a lot, and we think that moving forward we'll even do more. We want to have an institution that is highly credible, where it doesn't matter the political party you belong to or any side of the country where you come from. You know that this is an institution that can be trusted. We want to get to the point where every Ghanaian can just go there after 10-18, so I'm about to register. It should be very simple, just like that.
The logo change came with a bit of public uproar. How's this sinking in? Letterheads, complimentary cards, signages?
I thought the uproar was more on the positive side, because we've had several people who felt that when they saw it in the news, they were very.
The question of the cost came.
No, in terms of the cost, I always say it's part of the routine administrative expenses. Because when you look at even our 2019 budget, we don't have any line item for logo change. And we've so far, since we changed the logo, I think we've only spent about 15 or 16,000 Ghana cedis. And if we had not even changed the logo, that money will still have been spent, because letterheads. You know, when we came in August, we were using the old letterheads that had the names of the commissioners, and we will only use a black ink to erase. So we were using that. So not the type of executives or...
Is that best practice?
No, not the... Because this is a public agency, so everything we do, we look at the cost. How is that benefiting the country? So once we were using that, we felt that, no, it wasn't so appropriate, but for the nature of the things we were doing, we will not be offending anyone by using those letterheads.
So you write a letter to, say, Nigeria, and it doesn't have any of the details. It's been blacked out.
No, it's been blacked out. And some of them, we even had a makeshift letterhead. We didn't have anything. Because we always thinking in terms of value for money. Don't forget, my chair, before coming to the Electoral Commission, working at IEA, and this is an agency, you need to make sure that you are getting donor funding for your work. So use the monies prudently. And that's what we are doing at the Commission. We want to make sure that any money that has been given to us by government, we are using the money prudently.
Are we ready for 27 December?
No, we are fully ready.
We're ready.
Everything that must be done has been done.
In terms of the voting booth, for example, will they have the old pizza looking like logo, or will they have this new logo?
It's going to have the new one.
So that's money.
No, that's why I mentioned that is part of the routine administrative expenses. And we are not going to have a particular item where you are going to hear a chunk of money, about 400,000 Ghana cedis. We are doing something which is so manageable. In other words, we don't want to be having like an organization, we are branding it to look like this, etc. That's why the reason why we don't mention the money issue has to do with, we only restored. In other words, we didn't get a company to come and design something new for us. We already, something which is already there. So that's what we are doing. So it's not going to be any additional. And you know, as an agency like the Electoral Commission, any money we use must be money that has been approved by the government for a particular purpose. We don't go out of our way and think that, oh, we think we want to procure this. So we are going to do. So anything we do, we need to make sure that it's consistent with the budget we have.
Are we ready in terms of personnel? And I'm asking personnel because in the last election, we had people complaining that they had worked for the Electoral Commission on ad hoc basis and hadn't received the compensation, or if you like, the handshake that they were expecting to. Are we ready in terms of human resource?
No, we are.
Logistics, everything?
No, we are. Everything they said. You know, normally what we do is that an important exercise like this, like we train people. Those who work as our polling officials. You know, every polling station we are going to have our 5 people. Some will be issuing the ballot, some will be name reference checks, etc. We've done all those things. And in terms of the compensation, normally, you know, this is a public agency, you know, the bureaucracy. So that when you finish, we can say you get the money within 1 week, within 2 weeks. But you know, any payment we make, it goes through some checks.
Okay.
It will go to an internal auditor who must verify to be sure that indeed those we are going to pay, they actually took part.
Okay.
Then it will go to the commission members, those in charge of signing, chief accountants. So it goes through a very long process, which we understand, and we are working at reducing it. And so far, I know for all the polling stations, we have about 4,790 or so. The personnel we are going to use, they've been trained in some places. The training is even ongoing. So, so far, as a commission, we are set. We are really set for December 27th.
The register is ready too?
The register is ready. Okay. The only thing which is not ready has to do with the ballot papers.
Okay.
And that one is because as a commission, we have a policy on it. We don't finish way ahead of the election. We give ourselves some 5 days to the election and know all these areas are easily accessible. So before, maybe by 23rd, 24th, 22nd, everything will be in place.
If you ask me what a referendum is, I do. I know about it. If I ask you, I'm sure you know even better than I do. One of your functions as Electoral Commission is to educate the people on the electoral process and the purpose of this. Do you think that the Electoral Commission has delivered equitably on this mandate in terms of educating the Ghanaian voter?
To a large extent, we have done that. You know, since last week on Saturday, we started rolling out some TV commercials and radio jingles being played nationwide. And even beyond that, we have our men on the ground for all the 6 proposed regions. We have some men. We have selected them as teams for the various areas. They go to mosques, they go to churches and telling people about the process. Even recently, we had a Farmers' Day celebration. You know, these things took place in almost all the regions of our country. We have our men who went to the various places of the event, telling people about the process, how they should vote, the yes and no. And when you see the commercials we are running on TV and the jingles, we are telling Ghanaians, those who are affected by this referendum and they are going to vote, we are telling them that if you want yes, the yes is yellow. If you want no, the no is brown, and how you are going to vote. And we expect that because of the nature of this election, the rejected ballots are going to be highly minimal. The colors are there, and based on the information we are getting, you know, all the petitioners who want the regions to be created, they have their own strategic teams. So when you go to Western North, they have their strategic team, Ahafo, Bono East, Oti, Northeast and Savannah, and all of them have bought into it because they recognize that they have petitioned that they want regions to be created, and government set up a commission of inquiry to look into it. So they also recognize that the onus lies on them to do a very good job. So they are on their own.
Could the Electoral Commission have done better in terms of voter education? It does appear that the Electoral Commission literally goes to sleep after an election, and prior to an election comes up, it's very active, declares the election, and then we're back.
No, let's be very frank. This is a country of the politics seems to dominate our
but your function says you must educate the people about the electoral process and the purpose of it.
We do.
And we can't do that only when the electionary season is on.
It's supposed to be done. It's like we don't have to wait for election.
So why don't we do it?
But the reality is that when we do it around that time, you don't get the necessary media attention.
But you don't ask for it. If you ask for it, you'll get it.
We do. When you go to our district officers move around. And you know, many organizations write to the Electoral Commission. Let's say your organization, TV3, the entire company will be saying, we want to have election to let you. They write to us. So many, when you go to the districts, our officers are very active. District assembly, when they are doing something, they engage them, organization. So I know those things are ongoing, but it becomes more pronounced when it gets to election.
What was your promise to us, finally, in terms of voter education? I'm particular about that.
I think we are committed to ensuring a year-round voter education program. We don't want to wait till election before we do that. And you know, the commission has started something. So if you follow the 2016 election, even the rejected ballots, the numbers came down. So we expect to continue in that direction. You know, very soon we also have a by-election. We expect that the rejected ballot, the numbers will go down. So we are committed to doing that. Dr.
Asare, I thank you very much for your time. My guest has been a Deputy Commissioner of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Eric Bossman Asare. He's been talking to us about the Electoral Commission's preparedness ahead of the referendum that's happening on the 27th, and you can't miss it. If you are in any of those regions, you've been properly informed, go out there and exercise your franchise.